He of course wasn't.
Like,
Listen, you don't have to convince me. I know about all of the black people who have been mods, but no base black in 5 years.
I'm not
What do you hold on? What did I just say about Bluefy? Like, okay, I would say
I know what you
Bluefy
wanted to say about him, and I know why you said it. That's the most important part. Yeah.
But no, hold on.
Better mod than you, like just straight up.
All right.
The hustler,
bro, they don't mod, bro. They
more
just
humble than you.
Who's the hustler?
He's more down to you don't see the fact you don't even know who.
I don't think you even know what base black means.
You don't know Lakama?
Oh, Lakama. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Lakama. I'm not a black Hebrew Israelite.
Hustler, not Lakama.
Yeah, I'm not a black Hebrew Israelite. So let's get this straight. I know my roots. I don't need to reach over to Israel to try to find myself. That's not what I've ever done. Okay, because I know my actual history from Africa, the place where I'm from. So the base black, the base black thing, it's actually very clear what that kind of person is, right? Now, I don't know if you forgot. I don't know if you forgot U.S. history, but most of the base blacks are in the South.
Was good because he would let you.
I don't know if you knew this or not.
When you drew, like, said something very bad, he would drop a line.
Anyway.
Who's a base black? Do you think autonomy was a base black?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah, he was, because he knew his fucking roots and he didn't stand for the bullshit that was here. He got treated like shit.
We were all from Ethiopia.
No. What's the other guy's name from Texas? The black guy that's well spoken.
See, look, the
that you
black
guys like tilting. I forgot his name. He used to come on.
Like the black man he is.
Yeah, I've seen how you treated certain base blacks. Yeah, come on, give me a break. I'm glad you brought up autonomy.
I mean, I don't know. Base blacks, in my definition, are like
base blacks are people who know their roots. They don't play favor. Can I finish? What a base black is? Because you can't define that. You're not black. You don't get it. You don't get to define what the fuck that means. Yeah, a base black is a black person.
I think if you can say who a base person is, it's not necessarily like.
Have you ever heard me talk about? Yo, I have a quick question. Have you ever heard me try to speak as much about your people, your roots, as much as you speak the fuck about mine?
You do. Yeah. You openly speak about like whites.
No. I actually about your roots, your ethnic roots. Have I ever actually ran my fucking mouth? I don't even know where the fuck you're from. How the hell have I done that?
It takes me so much.
I don't know. That's the part that fucking impressed me.
Shut your mouth. How the fuck can I have talked about your roots, nigga, and if I don't know what the fuck they are?
Exactly. That's what impressed me.
That's not exactly. I didn't do the thing you just accused me of. You fucking spoonhead.
You did.
No, I can't do that if I don't know your roots.
You had this moment. You had this moment where you absolutely like tried to rail on me like consistently.
Your roots. I don't know if you know the difference. Did I rail on you? Can you calm down? Because you're going like monkey mode or something, yeah? Calm down. Yeah. You really never reply for everything I say and you're not even listening. For me to attack your roots, I have to know
I really don't
what the fuck they are. I don't know what the fuck your roots are. You know mine to be black. You talk about me and my fucking roots, and you try to speak for me. You try to define what the fuck terms are that are integral to only. You just did it, nigga.
No, I did it from my perspective, not yours. I don't need to talk about
your perspective is fucking funny, bitch. You don't come from my roots.
Shasu!
He doesn't get it. He doesn't fucking get it.
I hate to say shit like this.
What a man. What a fucking man. I think I'm good. I'm square, dude.
And hominem.
Like,
what were you saying?
It's just weird because like I'm white.
Hey,
in a lot of ways,
some days you're Mexican.
In a lot of ways,
right.
Because of what my parents did for a living, I grew up in some very poor neighborhoods and areas. Right? So it's just funny to see it's like so militant, ethnically driven. Where like
I know black
I'll be straight
people.
up with you. I probably.
Oh, I know tons of real base black people in the real world. Like, because I'm in the place where I'm fucking from in Florida. I got thousands of motherfuckers I know down here who are base blacks, bro.
You probably never even had.
Holy shit.
And by the way, if you're a white kid in a black neighborhood, it's pretty much it's worse than being a black kid.
Bro, shut the fuck up.
You're gonna end up like Tommy from Power. True.
Y'all are such liars, bro, when y'all say that.
Oh yeah, I'm a liar.
If you're spineless, bro, it results in
Char, you know Jew
yeah.
He means what he says. He puts that on
you
Israel.
Don't stand for shit, bro. It's what you are. You don't stand on truth, bro. This bullshit, man.
You're doing exactly what
Judoka says what he says. Puts that on Israel.
What do you mean puts that on Israel? What are you talking about? Aren't you like
Put that on Israel.
a Zionist, nigga?
Were you adopted by white?
Vive le roi.
Who's the Zionist?
No, my parents are black.
Reculez! Oh, but you're adopted by rich by like
Rassemblement!
Middle upper, yeah.
And what about you, Judoka? Where do you
Frenchies?
Yeah, where you from, Judoka?
Frenchies.
You're from England? Holy shit!
What hood are you from?
He's getting gangbanged on, bro.
What hood are you
Where
from?
are you from? Yeah.
I'm in the same hood as the Pope. I'm from the Oak Block.
I lived in Joliet, right outside of Chicago.
But you said you claim that your parents have been rich your whole life, and you guys
Yeah, Char can drop a hood.
So why all of a sudden?
I'm in the same hood as the Pope.
Why all of a sudden are you from the hood?
My dad is a Baptist pastor. My mom's a school teacher. They got rich when
I thought you were a Calvinist.
Parents. You don't know shit. You don't listen.
I thought you were a Calvinist. What happened?
Oh wow! You said Calvinist? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now you were from the hood.
So Judoka puts that on Israel, right? Because he's Israeli.
Dude, this is why you're.
So then, what are you talking about?
I don't claim to be from the hood. I went to high school at actually a nicer high school, and because my parents had some money and there were different
Base.
right on a ranch. That's what I.
That's very Puritan of you. Base.
I tell people.
We're getting the whole fucking.
But what the truth is, in my junior high and formative years,
autobiography.
I lived in communities like Lorenzo.
Like Judoka's autobiography. Keep it running.
I lived in communities like the south side of San Antonio. And
Let's go.
Why did you live there if your parents?
Let's go.
Poor. Okay, so a lot of my life experience was fighting because I was white.
But sometimes you gotta be broke to be rich.
So you got into fights because you were white?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, though.
That doesn't even sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Oh my god.
How many females did you have to box?
How does that not sound right? So racism isn't a thing ever, like on both sides?
Because his mom is from Mexico.
Okay.
I didn't know this was a beautiful VC.
So your mom
if she's a castiza, if she's a castiza and she's white, right? And she's and she's half white, right?
My mom is Mexican.
So how hard is it to believe? Like why?
So his grandmother is Mexican. That's what
your grandma is Mexican. She didn't teach you no Spanish.
No.
You don't speak
I
no
grew up like white people. I live with my extended family.
Why don't you have? Where's your abuela? Like, what happened?
Where's abuelita? Ooh, why are you bringing up the dead like that, Moon? Fuck.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm trying to figure out like how can he say that he's half Mexican and all this stuff, but then now he's saying that he's white. So it's like
he says he's 100% Baptist.
Spineless.
Now,
100% Baptist.
The story just changes a lot.
Mexico, okay, and she is
spineless behavior, bro. No roots. This is what a worm is.
Changes a lot.
That GPT does not show his roots, sir.
A third or your families. So my kid is gonna be half. Give us liberty or give us death!
She gets deported.
How is everyone doing today?
I'm doing excellent now that I know more
She's not
about
from
on the
Mexico.
server where people stand.
We just learned that Pickle is
why the history of
actually
this world is the way it
white
is.
and Israeli.
I'm doing great.
Insecure about what?
Just learned that Pickle is part of Israeli today.
Insecure about what?
About your race, about your wealth, about whatever.
I'm very proud to be black and white, so I'm not sure what that means.
I think you code switch whenever it's convenient.
Well, that's the duality of being biracial, something that you should do. Getting in touch with your biracial side.
I'm not taking
Okay. Well, you do it every day. Like one minute you know all the Kendrick songs. Well, you have.
You know all the Kendrick songs.
Well, you know what's crazy? What's crazy? 1 minute he's like, yeah, they not like us. He knows all the rap songs.
Wait, Moon, do you know all the? Do you know Kanye's songs from his newest album?
Yes, and then the next day he's like, I don't listen to that rap music bull.
So hold on, you can listen.
They understand the things that I say.
Trying to make this shit seem valid, bro. Showing his true colors immediately.
They don't understand the things that I say.
Now you like rap? I thought it was degenerate.
I like
He's had a whole Spotify playlist for like ages, bro.
Oh, the new Kanye is fire though.
That's not even called code switching. That's perpetrating.
So do you like rap or you don't? Which is it?
He's had a Spotify playlist that encompasses everything. Like he has an entire playlist on Spotify that has like a ton of shit.
But y'all listen to it in the car.
No, they listen to it and they get
I've
power
listened to
from
some.
it.
He's given me some.
They get power from it when it suits them. But the black part they disavow. Right? That's when they start saying racist shit. They want the power of our music, but they don't want to actually recognize it.
Very sinners of you. Very much sinners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all learning
what it is, right?
You want the power of all the.
Because they don't have a real struggle. They need ours to co-opt it, but they don't want to actually admit it's ours.
Can we all sing the new Kanye together as a group, please? Thank you.
They think that like
they don't understand the things that I say on Twitter. Okay. They don't understand
they like to channel our shit, but they don't want to
channel that struggle, you know, and make it seem like they're a victim.
Moon, can we sing the new Kanye?
So they can get empowered and motivated, but they don't want to admit to the roots.
Why not? Yeah, you do. You just say you were a victim in high school and beat up by the blacks.
I was bullied. I was beat up because I was
He said he got it by blacks.
No, he said he got it
I was beat up by whites.
No, he turned people into victims. You don't understand.
Party faces. Yeah, you need to stop that.
I don't think
This has been one of the most enlightening mornings on this show. I don't say that often, bro. Holy shit, you just really showed your true colors, going all the way back to your ancient roots today, bro. Thank you. Holy shit.
Is you're showing that you have.
Jodoku wasn't saying anything. That was Pickle.
You make this comment about me trying to play.
The more you spaz, the more I get to see.
That was Pickle. That wasn't Jodoku.
Yeah, I like when people really get that energy level up. I can look right through your fucking soul.
Everybody who has to like struggle because of their race, like, is a victim. It's just, no, it's just a part of life.
You realize that wasn't Jodoku who said that, right?
Oh shit! Really?
I mean, I said so. I don't know what he's talking about. He goes into these rants. I don't know.
It's that fractured soul, man. Just looking out inside his body.
Hello. You try to make everything so esoteric and you try to make it.
A lot of them do that, Jodoku.
A lot of them smart as Pickle, okay? I'm much smarter than you or Pickle, and you don't have to shit on a person like that.
Is they get that? You know where they get that shit from? They get it from Sam.
Make me have to shit on you.
Hold on.
Like getting rah energy. Like it means something.
Just activated his accent, the best black man.
Try to intertwine that shit. Sam, you are a bad influence on these niggas, okay?
What? Hold on. What are you putting my name on this for?
Yeah, you like to try to overpower people with this rah energy, right? Which is rich because I'm black. I'm telling you how I feel. Yeah, and I'm black from the hood. But when a nigga starts to get all hype and shit, bro, that's the first sign of I'm gonna just come straight across your shit, and that's all I did growing up, and I mean that. So like when a nigga does this shit, I know it to be a distraction and diversion from what they truly are, because you don't need to get this hype and wild and shit. Like, what the fuck are you gonna say to
I'm
that?
really not that hype. I don't know.
You do it every time you try to express yourself, to overpower people so they clam up and shit, but I'm not the one.
Absolutely.
It's
forcing without consent, without generosity.
Like angry or like
with no generosity.
I'll say it to you again. I'll say it to you. You can do whatever you can get as emotional as you want. That just makes you vulnerable, my man, out there on the street. So I like to think like we're out there on the street. And so when a nigga gets all loud and crazy, I'm just looking at you like, what's wrong with you, bro? What you gonna do?
Well, that's
nothing.
What I mean. Yeah,
you're not gonna do shit. So calm down with all the energy is the idea, because you wouldn't do shit. Like,
I don't think I have that crazy energy.
You do it all the time, bro. You do it all the time to try to get people to clam up so you can try to assert your bullshit points even further. And I'll say it to you to your face.
I don't try to get
hold on. You're an attempted historical eraser type person, right? You think with all this energy you're trying to... Yeah, let me help you out. You think with all the energy you put out when you express yourself in this dominant fucking whatever, right? That wouldn't actually result in shit in the physical world, right? That's what I meant. It's just hollow.
Exactly.
You think by that and right, asserting yourself. I'm almost done, bro. See what I'm saying? You can't even let a nigga finish, bro. Yeah? You think by speaking all stoic and proper, your shit is actually truthful and correct? That is most definitely not the case, right? You only stand in truth unless you stand in truth. And that's something I rarely see you do because you like to play games for things that empower you, your people, your roots, your agendas, your motivations, and that just makes you a snake, my man.
You only
spineless. Yeah. So you can get rah all you want to. That's just weakness to me, bro.
You're standing in truth.
But I use you when you do this because I know you to be a liar and a snake, nigga. So the things you say, I literally flip them and I go and I look it up and I'm like, yeah, this nigga was lying, bro. This nigga was perpetrating, bro. That's what I use niggas like you for. Since you think all this energy does something.
Talk to your best friend.
Give me one thing that I've lied about.
Bro, get the fuck out of here. Actually, you know what?
I'm asking. Hold on.
Yeah, let's chop it up then, for real. Like, where are you from? Ethnicity-wise? I'm African American. Right, my roots go back straight to Africa. My grandma, my last name in the South, we used to kill slave owners and free black people.
All right, Harriet, can we get a
proven through my grandma? Okay, I know my roots. It goes all the way back to Africa.
Can we get a
Where the fuck are you from?
Mine goes back to Africa, to Ethiopia. 300,000 years ago. Like every single human being alive goes back to Ethiopia 300,000 years ago, and you want to like deny it? It's important to deny.
Are you denying Saxon Pixel?
Yeah.
Pixel?
Band is retard.
Pickle.
Let's keep it short. You see,
I'm from the mountains of Lebanon. My people are the Druze people, and I personally, was raised in Southern California, and I grew up in DC. I grew up in Southern California. I was born in DC. My bad.
I lived in Florida most of my life. Grew up Liberty City. Another city I don't want to name. You know where Kodak Black? I'm from the same hood, bro. Right?
Liberty
Hurricane
City
Andrew
takes place in Jersey,
Broward,
dickhead.
bro.
You're in Vice City, bitch.
I was in advanced education my whole life, right? Because my father fought to get black people in programs that they wanted to keep us out from. In Florida, called magnet schools, yeah? So all throughout my life, straight A's.
Those happened in the 70s.
To keep black people out of this program, they gave us an IQ test. They didn't give the whites this. I scored a 137 very early on in my life. So when people try to act like I'm wrong, I'm dumb, I'm schizo. I'm 40 years old. I've been doing this high IQ shit my whole life. Proven. I did go to, and I do have 4 degrees. All that. I never lied, right? So when certain people try to act like I'm an idiot, right? I already know you to be inverting things, right? Off rip, right? Now, with regards to your roots, Lebanon, did you know that the Egyptian Empire, the Kush blacks, right? They were all the way the fuck up to where your people are in Lebanon, running your asses historically. Do you know this to be true? All the way down to the Arabs too. If you need a source, I can provide it right now.
No, I think the entirety of the Egyptian Empire was like.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, did you know the extent of the Egyptian Empire to have gone all the way the fuck up to modern day Lebanon? Running your asses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, I don't think they were like running our ass. I think it was more of like, how do I say
administration.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how you're assuming that. Like,
I'm not assuming. I know this to be true, and I can post sources immediately if you need me to.
It's not about that. I'm saying like it seems like you're painting it in like an antagonist.
No. I'm stating the history. Like, so let's. I stick to the fucking. You remember those? Remember that IQ and the edge? Yeah. I'm sticking to the fucking history. Now, they administered people that far up, right? There are mana letters. You ever hear of them?
Yeah.
Great. They corroborate this in cuneiform, right? So the idea is they kept impeccable records of everybody outside of Mount Sinai. That's where the official Egyptian Empire ended, right? Mount Sinai was even a buffer zone between what they called Shasu, right? What is a Shasu person? It's people who seem to have presented over a long period of time a fractured soul. See, that deep, right? They didn't seem to actually be able to do truthful things from the bottom of their heart, right? The Egyptians weighed the heart and the duat. They had a very sophisticated system to assess what kind of people you are, what kind of person you are, etc. Deep in your soul. Like Christians wish they could do through the Holy Spirit, right? It went that deep, the Egyptian Empire. So they called people Shasu, Asiatics. They were fractured souls that seemed to have admixed with something they never should have. Neanderthals, and the Neanderthal extent does go all the way up to fucking modern day Lebanon. The highest extent was in the Levant, where modern day Israel is. I'm stating all things that are historically true, bro. Right? The Arabs,
lie.
Arabs didn't mix with the Neanderthals, but the Egyptians still considered them Shasu because they had a habit of being warlike for no fucking reason, right? They seem to like to invert stories, right? Claim things as their own that wasn't theirs. Can I finish? And they never seem to have presented that they ever had a fucking
things I say on Twitter.
Right? They said the worst about these people. So what the Egyptians did is they never allowed their sorry asses into the actual Egyptian Empire. In Mount Sinai, yeah, where Moses did this invocation. They had temples where they used to mine turquoise and a lot of different materials. The Midianites, right, that were on the outside of Mount Sinai, always liked to intrude it. Yeah, they wish they could have intruded on it. That's where they also kept translation tablets, right? Because in Egypt, you were not allowed to take the glyph system and share it with any of these dirty-ass Asiatics or Shasu, because they were more likely to take it and do something evil with it, right? This is ancient Egypt detail, right? So what certain pharaohs did is break covenant, right, and create a translation system outside of the empire that many people didn't know about. And there's a temple still there that has those translation tablets. Moses, when he claimed he got tablets from God, he probably stole them from a certain temple that's still there that literally took the glyph system and it translated it to pre-Saitic language. That is pre-Hebrew, pre-Arabic. Your language didn't even exist. Yeah? So the idea is the history of who you people are is detailed by the Egyptians and it's in museums, right? The nature of what I just expressed is what these people do to this day, right? So when you try to talk down to when you try to talk down to me, an African who knows his roots, and you're from a certain region that my people used to claim were fucked up all the way, deep down in your soul, bro. And you're more likely to invert history because of this. I know every time you run this mouth of yours, I use you as a window into that time period to see where the lies are and the inversions. So I consider you through and through a snake, right? Straight the fuck away. Can I finish?
You've been going up.
Yeah, but I'm not done. Can I finish, bro? Can I finish? I consider you fractured nigga. I consider you a snake.
You go on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You go on for like 5 minutes.
You go on for hours, nigga, when you get going.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'll make it very short. Thank God.
Do it with a smile on your face too. Smug one.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, thank God.
Can we get a mute on Pickle for
you ready?
Well, I told you. Yeah, thank God I'm not Arab. That's.
No. Your people up there were considered to be the same thing. Shasu. It goes all the way up to.
No, we're not the same. No, we're not.
Yeah. Do you even know what that term is before you start running your gap?
I don't think. No. But do you know what the Druze believe in?
I know what the Druze stole from Egypt. I never changed my mind about that.
No,
you used to claim you were Zoroastrian, with the never-ending flame. I
never claimed.
You try to smile and speak to me a certain fucking way, bitch. Like I don't know my roots. You got your shit.
Why don't you?
It's fucking rich. I use.
Calm down. Why don't you calm down? Okay, I don't know if you got me, but I never claimed I was Zoroastrian. Ever. I said there are like definitely like Zoroastrian like ideas, but that exists like I don't know in a lot of other. Here's the thing. We don't know. The thing is I told Pickle this before. We have like, I mean, societies like around the world, right? And they have like Druze identity and Druze beliefs just under a different name, and we're like somewhat connected and somewhat disconnected. What I honestly know, and this is what like I'm not supposed to share in the first place, but I do, right? Because I don't really care. Is that like they have societies in like spanning from like Tibet, right, to Central Asia, to Europe, to like North Africa, to like there are areas where I'm pretty sure like we have people. They just go under different names, right? And we've always had like different like quote unquote identities in terms of like names and labels and religions like that, but it's all the same notions and the same ideas, the same things. Like
Yeah, you don't fucking know, dude.
I mean, I do, but I'd rather not like flood my identity.
So why would we want to hear more about it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't really need to harp on me.
This is content, bro. Keep going.
For me.
Have you guys noticed how cheap gas is?
It's not too bad, but it could be better in Southern California.
Oh well, that's Southern California, but right now the gas is the cheapest.
Yeah,
so I'm looking at the pump right. Yeah. Well, I just paid $3.51 for 93 octane, which is the cheapest it's been in at least 2 years.
Yeah, dude. We're for our 93 octane. We're under $3 where I'm at.
What? Dude, I got 91 octane for fucking $4.69.
Yo. Well, that's like you're in California.
They probably do, but it's at some like 76 or Chevron or something. I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, you don't need that higher octane. You don't need the higher octane unless you have an engine that requires it. Like I have a 6.2 liter V8. I need the 93.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Wait, what do you drive?
I know Char needs it for sure.
2020. I drive a 2024 Camaro L2.
Yeah. Because I can only. I have two tunes, right? I have one tune for 93 octane, and I have one tune for E85. You know how hard it is to find E85? Like,
I was gonna say, yeah.
In Texas, it's really hard to find E85, but in a lot of states, it's easy to find E85. I wouldn't run E85. Like E85 is like a cheaper version of 110.
Do you remember me from yesterday?
It's just it kills your gas mileage.
Nah.
Well, yeah,
yes.
but like, you know, I only
I kill you.
when I know that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I was actually gonna get an E85 tune on my Camaro to push out like 550 horsepower.
Oh yeah, dude.
But then I thought my gas mileage is I'm already getting like 11 miles per gallon. I'd go down to like 7. I'd go down to 7 on the E85.
No, and so my WRX, right? It gets about 56. I get like 11.
Yeah, it sucks.
But
yeah, and regular gas at the pump, it's $2.71 for regular 87. That's super cheap.
Give us liberty,
and I'm in the capital of my state, right? So it's like it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the second busiest place in the state.
But I'm thinking about getting a new car. Just got a promotion at work, which is pretty substantial. I've been looking at. I mean, everybody's doing the Corvette. I don't want.
Oh shit!
But I would like a C7 or like a C6.
For liberty!
Maybe, but
yeah, get a C6 and then just rebuild the motor and just make it strong.
I'll just I'm gonna buy. Well, you're right. I'll probably buy it for the body. And then I'll have the motors like.
That's you inside chat, Sam. I've always known this, by the way.
Whatever it means. But then you just slam it to the ground, put like rotiforms on it and a wing on the back. You know, maybe throw a turbo on it, and then
turbo. You're not gonna pro charge it?
I mean, I guess you could pro charge it. What's different?
It's honestly pro charger sounds better in a V8 than a turbo.
I know, but like, do you know whether the Corvette is better for mechanically assisted or not mechanically assisted? You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, there's no turbo lag is a thing in the past. You're gonna get more power out of a turbocharger, you know, at medium range and higher range. But it just sounds better. The whistle sounds just better, you know.
Yeah, it's more of a one. Like yeah. But I just think, but the thing is those belt-driven chargers and stuff, they really fucking like cut down life.
King George and Britain.
Yeah. Any fucking Oh yeah, because like at low RPMs, it like really.
Yeah, because it's fucking. Yeah, like it's like affecting that shit. But yeah, I'd like to just do like a. But I also think it would be really cool to do like a car and then just put a
case. Don't you dare do a case swap on that Corvette.
No, not a Corvette.
Okay.
I would do like a case swap on like an older car. Like, you know what I mean?
You know what they've been doing for the last decade in drift cars? They've gotten away from the 4-cylinders and 6-cylinders, and they're putting in like small like LS3s and stuff. It's funny.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
The elders have foreseen victory.
Yeah, because you don't need force induction because you're in a specific power band while drifting. Yeah.
Wait. Isn't
you're setting in the
isn't OPEC increasing production right now? Isn't that why gas went down?
They are.
Yeah. That's the whole reason gas prices go up and go down is because of restrictions on supply, obviously.
I know that. I just.
But
no, guys, we got to do what we got to thank Trump for the gas prices going down. Obviously,
you know that's why for drifting. That's why that 5.0 Mustang got so popular. Because that 5.0 you could just break it. You didn't need induction. Like you know what I mean? Because it was
they're setting the power band. Yeah, the problem with and they also use superchargers on small engines. So the problem with turbo, you really can't the power band turbo wise in a drift car because your RPMs are too low. So they actually put superchargers on 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders because the power band is at 3,000 and 4,000. Or they use small block Chevys.
That's the reason why they use a lot like the K series and all the little, you know what I mean?
The elders have foreseen victory this day.
Which is one of the reasons that one of the reasons I like my WRX because you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a 2014 wagon SD WRX for a few years. I had a lift kit on it. Yeah, I had a lift kit on it and everything.
The Boxer makes the turbo kick in almost like in other ways, in ways that it doesn't for other reasons. Like
the elders have
foreseen the flat engine.
Yeah. Well, so I was having this like the thing I have now. It will sometimes kick in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, modern turbo, like I said, modern turbos kind of gotten rid of. Turbo lag is no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're on like a diesel, and then that's just like tractor setups.
The elders.
One part that I'm actually excited on the thing. I know that like from like a racing perspective,
the elders have
thing
foreseen
that I really
victory
need to wrap my
this
head
day.
around because I like to work on my own shit. Is like it's getting to the point where like I need to learn how to start fucking with hybrids. Like that's the next shit. Like you know what I mean? Like cause like no naturally aspirated, no combustion setup.
The elders have foreseen victory this day.
Like one car that I'm really watching fucking this Honda Prelude.
Нас пиздят, помогай.
Я понял. Yo, what's up, Nasser?
It's gonna be a hybrid setup.
Hi.
What? In terms of
throw your fucking bombs
at first, like
on the big grenadier forever, every day.
You can have all the low end come off.
The elders have foreseen
Get shit on, pussy.
So you get you get the advantages of acceleration.
That's what the new Mustangs are like, right? Isn't it? Like I remember something. Yeah.
The elders have foreseen victory
the electric
this day.
acceleration is just better than
Oh shit.
So like, yeah, you don't need a car to get that.
The elders have
that same
foreseen
push.
victory this day.
Yeah. I know the Porsche did it with their what is it? They're like
every really fast car.
The elders have foreseen victory this
Like
day.
Все, догоняйте его нафиг.
Надо бутылку его запиздить.
Now, not necessarily for lap times. Lap times is a little bit different. It's still probably going to be like a Porsche and stuff. But if you're talking like in a straight
The
line,
elders have
like
foreseen victory this day.
Are you done?
They're all hybrid.
yeah.
HR.
Yeah, you done.
The elders have foreseen victory this day.
Man, I'm at the grocery store and they still have Easter stuff on sale. That's wild.
Hey, well, never mind then. Well, Jar, like, here's the thing here. I finally finished writing my second book here, but it was so big that I had to, like, split it into 3, like, these now. So guess who in the near future is going to have a trilogy under his belt?
Yeah, you gotta let me know.
Congrats.
Publish that shit.
Yeah, dude, he's been teasing us.
The elders have foreseen.
Well, this is the bigger one, but the other one that I've been like telling Sam about is something else. It's a smaller one.
Oh, nice. But yeah. So
the elders have foreseen victory.
Honda Prelude is supposed to be like Honda's first attempt to like produce a hybrid car that's performance.
Okay.
So right now, all the hybrid vehicles that are getting pumped out are all, most of them for like our community, fuel economy thing, right? The whole reason people are getting hybrid is to get better fuel economy, and you will get better fuel economy. But yeah, Ford and the Japanese
No,
automakers
no,
and
no,
stuff,
no, no, no,
they're
no,
now
no, no,
starting
no,
to
no, no,
realize,
no.
well, let's try to do
The elders have foreseen
No, no,
hybrid
no, no,
and
no.
let's like you do it for power output rather than
Right.
for fuel
Okay.
economy,
Then
right?
longevity.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know enough
Это
about.
сейчас пачку чипсов захавал, боже мой.
I don't know enough about
Ха!
doing.
А сегодня 2 пачки ореха сожрал. Вот это был, боже мой.
Вот это.
Market, because I still think.
Я вот что-то сегодня чипсов захотел. Лобстера, блядь, лучше бы
Да, лобстер. Что-то все знакомые ругаются на этих лобстеров. Лейс.
Да не, в принципе, что-то я пачка 140 граммов, я ее, блядь, сейчас упоминал за один присест, не заметил, ай, фу нафиг. Особенно после того, как почти, ну сколько, несколько дней едой почти без специй. Сейчас меня просто с этого вынесло.
It's instantaneous, whereas like combustion motors need to hit a certain RPM to produce more torque. That's like the pro. That's why, like, I think for like big trucks and stuff, I think the electric motor is a great thing.
Добавляю.
Oh, you think? See, but what do they? I know they can.
The elders have foreseen victory this day.
Пошла жара. Кого-то выгнали с сервера.
Oh yeah, there's no, and the reason they they put a motor on the wheel.
Хорошо.
They're synchronized.
Ковром прошлись,
so they don't need to produce. So a semi truck produces, enough torque for the entire truck, whereas you could do 6
камня на камне не оставили от
combination setup of the axle. And then you don't need
бомбы на изготовку, пацанчики.
О,
полетели, родимые.
3 бомбы.
So you'll have, less mechanical failure.
Они еще по своим Погоди, у нас Friendly Fire включен или что?
Ну, у бомб он всегда есть.
Не по бомбы. Я про то, что там чувак типа своего убил. Но походу это автобалансом его перекинуло. И показали так, что типа...
Well, have you read about the X version? They're making an R3X, right? Or R3X something, right?
Ну-ка, давай покидываем.
This has a motor. The elders have foreseen like a
most of them do.
Галочка, ты сейчас умрешь.
Я по своему попал так. Гряный по своему.
A lot of vehicles do. So there's like a primary motor, and then there's usually motors at most wheels. I know Tesla built like a primary motor, but one of each wheel reduces like a lot of things.
Well, like so for Tesla now, they have these motor setups, right? It's like their big
Забирай.
Where they have one complete system in the front and a complete system in the rear. Like, you know what I mean?
The elders have foreseen.
I'm talking like this argument. You're gonna have batteries and motors, right?
Что, там в крысу сидел, что ли, или что? За углом?
Да, за ящиком. Он на меня смотрит, я просто его киляю, он бомбу выбрасывает. Обкакал самолет.
Yeah.
What is the price point
Пошла
for
по ссылке.
It's
Не зашла по ссылке почему-то.
60, 70.
Yeah, those.
Elders have
I think
really?
It's funny. I've read some really interesting things about like the battery setup, and that performance models have more issues with batteries. Because the only difference between the performance models and the non-performance models is as long as it's the same amount of batteries and the same motors, there's like a software lock on the motors for the performance models, or a software unlock. So the models that aren't, so the models that So those batteries on the models that aren't performance are lasting longer, even though because the batteries are just getting torched. Because the problem with the battery is every time you recharge it, you lose like
Ой, бомба.
Я вижу, вперед ушла.
Because you use less battery and less range, you're actually saving the health of the battery.
Бомбалейло.
Вот 3 бомбы сразу, это капитальная бомбалейла.
Да.
Right, like he downtunes Corvette, he downtunes like exotic cars, right? Like to increase their like longevity.
Опять он
Прикинь, если можно было ботов гренадерами назначать, это же вообще пиздец. 10 гренадеров нахуй.
Like you're not gonna know. Like you might as well just get it downtuned. You're not gonna fucking notice the difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you get it slightly down, the only difference you're going to notice is you're going to get better
Yeah, that
gas
makes sense.
mileage, and your tire and your shit's going to last longer. Like you know what I mean?